What's going on, guys? Today in this video, what we're going to be talking about is how we can overcome anger and how we can use our emotions to drive us towards our goals a little bit more rather than the goals destructing everything around us, or our emotions destructing everything around us. If your goals destruct everything around you, I mean, you got some pretty bad goals. But anyways, there were times in my life where my goals were destructing everything around me because my goals were to just, be cool and go with the flow, and that did not end well. So that the emotions is kind of correlate with that story. Back when I was, we'll date back a little before those stories. So back when I was 17 or 18 years old, maybe around that age, I was probably the most angry I ever was in my life. I couldn't pin a pin on it why I was angry, and I was probably just angry in general because I didn't really take control of my life or take control of the responsibilities of my life. I was constantly moving around a lot, having to make new friends, establish myself in new schools, cities, states, things like that. But anyways, so I don't know, I guess I was just an angry person because of that and some other things as well. But how we can control our emotions instead of letting our emotions take complete control over us. Now, I can specifically target this more towards anger more than anything, for myself, at least speaking for myself. If you're a depressed person, this could be correlated to sadness or depression as well, or happiness. So let's start with anger. So anger is something that kind of took over my life. It is something that took over my life. So it kind of manifested into my life up until my early adulthood. So early adulthood, I would say between 18 and 22 years old. I would say that was the sprouting of my early adulthood, or whatever you want to call it. So at that point in time, I feel like my angerness, the anger issues I had in my early teens, kind of destructed my life until I was 21 or 22 years old, because me being angry led for me to make decisions that I wasn't thinking clearly about. I remember specifically one night, a family member of mine that I was living with got in my face and was really, 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 really angry and drunk, and was just in my face, battering me. Get a job, move out. Because by the time I was 18 years old, I had already moved out. I was 18 years old, I moved out. And, so they were used to that. They were used to me being independent, living on my own, and having a job where I can pay my bills outside of living with these certain people. So I was put in a position where I had to move back in, and I wasn't doing anything. I was like, okay, I'm back in this person's house. It's time to gain my life back and just have a little bit of fun again. That's kind of what my thought process was. So I went from being a responsible adult, paying my bills and moving out, to wanting to be a kid again, because I was 19 at the time, wanting to be a kid again and live my life again. So in turn for that, someone trying to force me to do things that I didn't particularly want to do at that time, I was just generally a very, very angry person. So there was several times where I'd be leaving the house super angry with that certain individual on the driveway screaming at me, saying things that weren't, saying things out of anger, and me just, walking off in anger. So it led me to the point where I had moved out with a specific person. I'm not going to name names, guys. So I was moving out with a specific person, my old roommates in the past, where it wasn't the smartest decision, because the roommate that I was living with was selling and doing drugs, and I didn't really care about that. I was just angry and I wanted to get out, and I didn't care. So me doing that put me in a situation where I was living with a very, very bad influencer of my life. So that kind of manifested into my life as well. Like they say, the 5 people you hang out with the most are the 5 people you're going to kind of become. If you hang out with 4 poor people, you're going to be the 5th poor person. If you hang out with 4 fit people, you're going to be the 5th fit person, 9 times out of 10. As you can tell, leading up to that point, you can see how anger played a huge role into kind of destructing my life. Now, those of you who have been following me for up to this point long enough, you guys know I have been on house arrest, I've been on probation, I'm a high school dropout, and I've gone through a lot of things in my life that I've had to overcome through control of my emotions and just wanting to actively learn. So learning is the key route into overcoming emotional instabilities in your life. So at that point in time in my life, anger had led me to one bad decision and another bad decision and another bad decision. So I would say it was, it's been about a year now, almost a year, maybe 6 or 7 months that I have been not on probation. I was on probation for like 3 years of my life. But anger is a direct result in that, and not being able to control my emotions. So learning to control your emotions in your life is going to play a huge, substantial role into getting it what it is you want out of life more so. So let's say a hypothetical situation right now. I'm a personal trainer and I'm trying to sell you my personal training package. Now, if I were to get super emotional while me selling you this personal training package, you probably would get turned off by that, unless it's some sort of passionate, unless it's a passion. You know, if it comes off angry or depressed or sad in some kind of way, in a turn-off-ish type of way, you may not feel inclined to want to work with me. But if you sense my passion, which there is some emotion behind passion, which is love and happiness, then you'll probably want to work with me. So there's bad emotions and there's good emotions. The good emotions associated with good things. So obviously you want to be in your good emotions and happy and vibrant, opposed to a very angry person. So let's say, hypothetical situation, I'm selling you a personal training package and you say no to what it is I'm offering. So there's two ways this could go. This could go in a direction where I overcome your objections and I work through the process of you saying no. Or I could take another route. Get super angry that you said no, and completely turn that individual off, which has happened to me before. I was selling a personal training package one time, and the person previously had agreed that money wouldn't be an objection, that they were ready to do this, they were ready to commit, and they were giving me all these commitments. So I was already assuming this sale. So by the time it came to closing out and she said no, I was taken back. I was confused. I wasn't just confused, I was extremely angry. So in that, being super angry, now she definitely doesn't want to work with me. Now she's walking off and she's got tears in her eyes because she feels like, you know, this angry person is not here to help her. So you take control over your emotions and you put them aside for a second. You say, listen, miss, you know, I understand how you feel. Most people felt the same way, but what we found is blah, blah, blah. You know, this is how we work the objections without being emotional about it. So instead of being emotional about it and getting super angry about it or super sad or depressed, they will sense that. And in sensing those negative emotions, they're not going to want to work with you. So this can apply to really anything. If you're a really sad and depressed person and you're walking around with your head down all the time and your shoulders slouched, generally you're going to feel like that. And in order to kind of overcome that, you kind of have to fake it sometimes, even if that means walking around smiling and you don't really feel it. So you kind of have to embody emotions that are associated with good things opposed to bad things, okay? So just a little quick video for you guys, just to explain to you how negative emotions has affected my life and to certain scenarios or circumstances, and how positive emotions have helped me up to this point. I'm very positive, or I'm very happy and passionate about making videos. That's why I do them. Now that doesn't mean I'm going to be smiling the entire video. You may see me crack a laugh or a smile every now and then, but I'm doing what I love, and there's happiness through that. So while me teaching you something or helping you out, there's passion behind that and there's positive emotions involved with that. But anytime you let your emotions take complete control over what it is you're doing, you're gonna lose control of that situation, guys. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and close this video out. It's just a quick video I wanted to share with you guys based off of my experiences. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, if you found it useful, go ahead and comment in the comment box below. I would love to chat with you guys, as I usually say. But I'll see you guys in the next video. Let's grow together, guys. Peace.